I hope everyone is staying safe right now. It's obviously a really fucked up time. It's a crazy time. It's really important that you take care of yourself, but also take care of other people around you. I wanted to hop on and just tell you something that happened to me last week. Um, I think it's really important that you know because I think a lot of people are so stressed and so anxious that it's really weakening their immune system. And I think that's what happened to me. Last week on Saturday night, I had an anxiety attack. I had it in my sleep. I didn't see it coming. I woke up in a panic. And, in retrospect, I should have seen it coming. The entire time at the height of this pandemic, I probably, like a lot of people I know, was constantly trolling news outlets, Twitter. I was constantly I wanted to, I was obsessed and I was looking to see what terrible news was happening next. I was watching the rise of all of the coronavirus cases going up. I was watching the number of deaths going up. That creates a lot of anxiety. It's something that I shouldn't have done. Um, at the same time, all last week, I went from knowing one person with COVID-19 symptoms to 8 people that I knew personally. So I was checking up on them on a daily basis. It was very stressful. It was, wearing me out. Ultimately, one person that I knew passed away, unfortunately, and that hit me really hard. So I was experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, like millions of Americans right now. Um, also, just in my personal space, as you know, I have a dog, and she's been freaking out, and that's been taking a toll on me because her routine has completely changed. She's used to taking these long leisurely walks throughout the day, which I have completely limited. And so her being on edge puts me on edge, and everything is just a domino effect. It's a chain reaction. And obviously, it's a very exhausting time. It led me to think negatively and have this, just bleak outlook on everything. I was constantly thinking of worst case scenarios. I was in the worst possible headspace. And so I think that's why I had this anxiety attack come out of nowhere in the middle of the night in my sleep. This was Saturday night. This was 5 nights ago. And I woke up in a panic. And I woke up in a crazy panic. I was completely fatigued. I eventually got to the point where I was thinking that I had the COVID-19. I got to that place where I was thinking of all these tragic things that would happen to me. I was in a really, really bad headspace. The fact that I was completely run down, I was so anxious and it was so on edge, that didn't help me physically or mentally. I think that I took all the necessary precautions anyone should during this time, even to an extreme level. Like I was very anti seeing anyone. I was self quarantining, um, everything that you should do right now. But I think that I was feeding my anxiety with tons of fuel. Um, and it didn't help me in a mental space. I was going to a really dark place mentally, and I think that actually compromised my health. I think all the anxiety, all the stress that I was enduring was weakening my immune system, and obviously that is a fact. And I wrote about this. I wrote about how anxiety and stress can weaken your immune system right now. I mean, stress weakens your white blood cells. I'm reading this off the story that helps fight off infection. So even if you don't have any symptoms of, COVID-19, you can still get sick by weakening your immune system by being really anxious and being, stressed out. I'm going to read this to you right here, something that I wrote. I'm starting to think that a lot of people who believe they have COVID-19 may be incredibly stressed out, leaving their guards down, becoming more susceptible. In fact, almost 50% of people with COVID start with diarrhea as a symptom. And so this baffles experts because coronavirus is a respiratory infection. So they don't understand why people are getting diarrhea. I personally believe because diarrhea is a symptom of anxiety and stress, not a symptom to a respiratory disease, some people are getting sick from anxiety first, which opens the door to for susceptibility. And so I think that's one thing you should consider. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, um, but I think that if you can prevent or minimize your stress and anxiety right now, that can help keep your health up. I took a whole day off from social media. I took a whole day off from emailing anybody back, checking up on anyone. I needed, a day. I needed a mental health day. I needed a day to spend time with myself. What I did is I thought about like really good things in my life. I thought about, really good moments that have happened in my life. I unplugged from all social media. I stopped looking at things that had anything to do with the pandemic because it was something that was keeping me up at night. Not only keeping me up at night, but giving me an anxiety attack. I had to flip my brain. Like, if you think about it, your brain starts releasing a different kind of chemical when you think of positive things rather than negative things that just kind of muddle in, the anxiety and stress that you might be experiencing. I mean, that's science. One thing that I also want to point out is that I read a book called Healing Back Pain by John E. Sarno. I have back issues, and from this book, I learned that a lot of my physical pain is attributed to my mental state. And so, physical symptoms can transpire from your thoughts and emotions and feelings. It's, if you think about people who are nervous, they'll get a stomach ache. People who are stressed, they'll get a headache. So, people can manifest physical symptoms through stress and anxiety. That's why I had the anxiety attack. And like I said, it is complete science. Stress and anxiety can weaken your immune system. So I think it's important that everyone understand that they need to be in a good mental space right now too. I know it's really hard. And so one thing that I've been doing this really easy basic meditation. It doesn't even take a full minute. So I breathe in, so I inhale for 4 seconds. And while I inhale, I think about like love and my family and my dog and just, positive things and being strong for them. So that's 4 seconds. Hold it. And then on my exhale, I think about letting go of all the anxiety and stress in my body. I do this maybe 4 or 5 times in one session. It really freaking helps. I think that it's something that you should think about doing. I know it's such a simple meditation. I think it's incredibly powerful. It helps switch your, brain. So that's what I wanted to say for this video, is to try to be in a good headspace right now. I know it's so hard, but if you have to disconnect from social media, if you have to take time to just not think about anything, I highly recommend it. Just, watch a funny show. I watched a bunch of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it really helps. That as long as you put yourself in a really good mental space right now, if you put yourself in a good headspace, that's definitely going to help. Listen, everyone's going through stress and anxiety right now. All my friends are sleeping 10 to 12 hours a night. Our bodies are trying to fight this, like, don't weaken your immune system by being stressed out and anxious. Try the meditation. I think it really helps, especially for someone who doesn't normally do meditation. I mean, this is just 1 minute and it makes a world of difference. So try to be positive right now. Try to not be stressed out and anxious. I'm living proof that it can weaken your immune system. I had an anxiety attack, and that like really fucked me up. So now I'm in a better headspace. I'm in a really good mental space. I'm limiting my time online, which is why I haven't been, doing videos or doing a lot of posts. But yeah, try to just be in a really good mental space right now. It really helps. Trust me, it will help you get through this. I hope you're staying safe. Self-quarantine. Watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a hilarious show. Anything to get you through today. There's 11 seasons. You have a lot to binge. Okay, that was random, but okay, whatever. Okay, bye.